So Deku arrives, and let's say that he just like walks up the stairs, like he sees like Uraraka's about to fall, so he just like runs like up to her, just like grabs her by her book bag, and just like pulls her back. Says it's bad luck to fall on your first day, and Uraraka says like, I heard that before. I heard somebody say that before. So Bakugo still calls Deku like a villain. Why did they let a villain in here? Deku just ignores them. This pisses Bakugo off. And is like, just like, Bakugo was like, he knows that he's weaker than Deku, but he's just like, he just wants to show off. Because his quirk is much more flashy. So, and Deku gets like second place in like the study the like written exam, and then the robot exam happens. So Deku's just like silently by himself, just like stretching out and just like warming up for the test. And Deku's just like getting ready to like, he says, alright, let's see, let's get at least 60 points. And then we'll go up from there. Some people hear this and like, this guy thinks he gets 60 points. He's gonna, Deku just has like a stopwatch on him. Alright, let's see, 1 minute, 60 points from the start. So Deku just, pretty much says go, and Deku just starts running a little bit. He's catching, his legs are getting warmed up, his body catches more and more speed, and then Deku just blasts off. He's breaking robot after robot. Let's say Deku's actually going in straight line. So like he was just like breaking robot after robot, getting like really deep into the city. So he can just go full out, just like no holding back. 20%, like 40% of All Might's true power, and just like punch, like one punch from Deku, just like knocks out like 5 robots, and then like he sees another robot, so he like jumps on top of a building, and then boosts himself towards it, and then puts his hands like in the cross, saying Chaos Burst, or like what did I call it last time? Let's just say that he calls it Boom Cannon, or like, and let's say Deku's like, alright, 60 points, because he like did all the math in like his head. So he said, alright, 60 points. And he just starts like making his way back to like the city, back to like the main entrance. So it's like he just kept walking back, and he hears like a scream, and just like he sees a little bit of the 0 point robot, like when he's like on top of like a roof. He's like, alright, best course of action is just me coming in full power, limit breaker grade 1. Yeah, grade 1 should do. I feel like grade 8 would just be a little bit of an overkill. And grade 2 would just be a little bit of overkill, he says. And like, actually, let's try grade 1. Grade 1 is like 80% of All Might's true power. And then because it's so much easier for him to access, it's like his limit increased from like 1 minute to like 2 minutes of using the form. And yeah, so Deku just like has 2 minutes in this form, so he's like, alright. Then he just blasts off. So he's running through the building. He aligned himself near like the robot's head, and just like, alright, Then he like jumps down like in like a street right in front like wherever everybody's running back. And Deku's just like charging straight, full speed towards the 0 point robot. He jumps, pulls his hand back and says, "Sentinel." And yells out, "Berserker, rage." And just starts countlessly hitting and punching and kicking the robot. The robot's face is like fully destroyed right now. Like the robot is virtually getting knocked back. Like one punch from it just sends the robot flying. Well, Deku just like he built up enough speed to just jumping in the air, causing a shockwave. Just like going after the robot and just constantly like keep hitting him over and over and over again. Till he can get to like as far away from like the students as possible. And then the exam finishes, and Deku just goes home. He runs home, and then he gets a letter from All Might saying, "Young Midori has been accepted to UA," and the principal actually wants to like know more about Deku's quirk. So he calls Deku in and All Might in, but All Might is like deflated. So it's like they both are talking. Like Nezuo asks like what Deku's quirk is, and Deku just explains it to him. That the more he runs, the more powerful he gets. And then Nezuo asks like, what is his maximum strength? And Deku says, without any power boost from my quirk, I'm around 2% of all my strength. Using my quirk, I can go up to 40%. Then using Lemon Breaker 1, I can go up to... Say Deku knows how to do like up to like Lemon Breaker 2, he mastered it. But he, like Lemon Breaker 3 is like... He's up to it. He's like working on it. It's like Lemon Breaker 2 is like 80%, and Lemon Breaker 1 is 80%, and Lemon Breaker 2 is 160%. And then he said that there's a Lemon Breaker 3 that he's still developing, which is 320%, I think, of all my strength. And like yeah, and he'll not use like his full power, because like it's like impressed, because Deku actually got really good grades, and then he has power to back him up. Then Deku just goes into his classroom. He gets there right before Aizawa does, so Aizawa's like, "Why are you late?" And Deku says, "Been talking to the principal." Aizawa says, "Oh, you're that kid." And then he just says for everybody to go outside because you're gonna do a fitness exam. In the locker room, everybody just looking at Deku's body, like how built up it is. And Kirishima asks him, "Does this quirk have to do something like with masculinity?" Deku says, "Kind of. It just drains my stamina a lot, so I needed to practice my whole entire body for both strength and stamina, so I'll be able to handle my quirk." And Deku doesn't really explain his quirk. Mako says like, "You should just tell him your quirk. The more you run, the more powerful you get. That's it." And Deku's like, "Alright, that's one way to put it." And he's like, "But your quirk is only able to knock people out. He's not even that big of a multiplier." Deku just says, You just never see me go all out." And then he just leaves. Bakugo was like mad at this. And everybody asked Bakugo just like, how does he know Deku? And he says that, and Bakugo just says that him and Deku know each other from like school. They went to the same schools together, and Deku's quirk can like only destroy things. That's like a villainous quirk that it can only destroy things. And let's see that Bakugo he actually never saw Deku like fully go out, like be serious in the fight. Because Deku doesn't do that often. He does that if it's needed, but he doesn't do that if like it's not needed. And like Deku is just like, alright. Like Aizawa calls like Deku because he got like first place like in the exam for like Deku to go and throw like the ball first. And like after that is Bakugo, then like everybody goes in order. I think that Deku asks Aizawa if he can act. It's like if he can use like the full power of his quirk. Deku says, and Aizawa says, "Yeah, sure, no problem." It was just like goes like a good like 100 feet like away, so you can like get like a little bit of a running start. It's like, alright, Deku. Alright, Midoriya, go. And Deku just runs. He uses first 20%, 40%, then he uses 40%, he goes up to 80%, then he goes up to, the percentage is like All Might's powers, like 80%, then he goes to 160%, then right before he's about to throw a ball, he goes quickly into 320%. So it's like, when the ball is thrown, the ball didn't even get a measurement and it just blew up on impact. Like the moment Deku like released it from his grasp, pouring all his power into it, it just exploded on impact. And I was like impressed because like this ball was made to like survive even Bakugo's explosions. So it's like it's powerful. Yeah. And Deku was just able to pop it. And like I think Deku just like gets almost first place in everything. Except like the ball throw because he can't beat Infinity. And yeah. And that happens, and then the heroes versus villain test with All Might happens, where Deku says to Araka, "Right, just hop on his back." So they just get he gets a running head start, and just like he says to make him weightless, and with like a little bit of a running head start, they just jump. Like Deku's hero costume, let's say, like it's exactly like the Juggernaut, like the way it looks over here. Deku just like jumps up and just says to Araka to let him go, and tells Araka that he'll be breaking the floor one after another. As Deku just like punches the ground, like he constantly just like boom, like all his hurt is just like constant breaking of walls, like giant echo, boom, 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 boom. It's like until Deku actually gets to like the same floor where the bomb is. So Ito sees it and is like, oh no, I gotta get the bomb away. Well, Deku's just like, because Deku already got like the momentum he needed to start off like one of his combo moves. So he's like, he's seen like some let's say that he's seen like Gran Torino fight is like, alright, gotta follow what Gran Torino did. So he's like jumping off walls and just like gets the tapes up Ida and just touches the bomb and like it says hero team wins, and then Baku's just like, why didn't you fight me, Deku? And Deku just said, there's no reason to. You are not an obstacle in my way. And this really gets Bakugo mad, so he throws an explosion at Deku. And Deku's like, fine, I'll fight you. Come on. And Bakugo actually just like goes and tries to land an attack on Deku. But Deku's just like punching him. Like Deku's like fighting style. He's like pushing Bakugo back because he keeps unleashing the small blurry of fists and kicks. And Bakugo says that, I don't see what's so powerful about you. Your moves are easy to dodge. Deku says, because I just needed to build up the momentum. He activates ×2. He hits him ×2, ×4, 3, ×2, ×4, like then ×5, ×10, ×15, ×20, like. And Deku right now is like before like up to like 5%, he's actually been like landing like a couple of like landing hits on Bakugo, just like sending him flying. But like after when he hit like 10%, he's like he used shockwaves mostly just to like knock Bakugo back and knock him out. And Bakugo's like still up saying, right, show me your strongest move. Deku just like brings his hand back saying, alright, Limit Breaker, grade 1. And as this powerful presence just fills the whole entire testing area, and he says, Limit Breaker, grade 2. And as it's seen that if he's about to launch that attack, Bakugo will be dead. And Deku's just like, this is my final form. Limit Breaker, grade 3. And he's like, let me demonstrate. And he just, Deku just dashes off to a good, really far away. The moment he dashes off, just this giant gust of like dust and wind, which was left behind. Deku just like on like the other side of the city, just like, and he starts running. So it's like 1 for all. Like he has full counting activated. So so he runs. He says, grade 3 plus 1 for all full counting 10%. And just like he uses like the 1 for all's power just like to power like his stamina and his quirk's duration. So the moment Deku gets close to Bakugo, like he just stops. Deku just stops and just like basically what did what Saitama did to Genos, saying, but he says, see, if I went all out on you, you'd be dead where you stand. And that's part 2. We're gonna end it off here.